My name is Oshifes Oluwadamilare. I'm a mechanic. Welcome to Exxon F1, also known as from Lawon, Colum, Africa.
Good day. Please, like I've always clamored, please. I know you love what you're doing. Subscribe to my channel. Love it. I beg, like be on my channel. You get the best news. I love you guys. Like, comment, share. Some of you come to my inbox, my DM to comment. Yeah, it's good, but sometimes also comment on this social media. It helps my growth. Like, share. Share, please. It's very important you share. I love you guys. The Brazilian Grand Prix. Before I continue, please follow my own boy Philip Janos Ghana and also support him. I'm calling on you, world. Please support him. So we can make his dream come true and we will not be disappointed. I can assure you about that. God bless you all. Wow, this is one of the races. We've seen Singapore and we say, yeah, it's a good race. USGP was a very, very good race. But this race, wow, a very interesting race. Hold on, let me pull my shirt. Normally in this race, we had the lonely at the top. We had that one going in front. Verstappen, now, he started going in front, but it was still close. It was not like the normal going in front and there's no challenge. The challenge was less. But behind, that battle was thick and the mesmerizing Mercedes. I can tell you, the whole Mercedes team in Brackley, in Germany, in Brazil, wherever they are, they would not sleep well tonight. See, Ferrari might think they had a bad race, but Ferrari will look at themselves and they will be happy. They will look at themselves and they will tell themselves, we thought you had a very bad race. Man, this is better. Williams might think they have a very bad race, but they will look at themselves at the end of the day and say, yeah, man, we did good. Logan Sargent coming 11th, we did great. The worst race team today was the Mercedes. Let me start from the beginning. Let me give you a lowdown of how it all happened. How did it all go down? Charles Leclerc on the formation lap lost fluids in his car and could not control the car, and the car ran straight into the wall, and that ended the race. That was where the drama started, and from that point I knew this race was going to be a drama. It was going to be a beautiful race to behold. Now that is a big disaster for Ferrari to start with, and we thought that was the disaster. Now for the past 6 years, anybody that set pole in Hungary, Budapest, wins the Brazilian GP. Now last year George Russell won Brazilian GP, 2021 Lewis Hamilton, and Lewis Hamilton won Brazilian GP, and so on and so forth. But unfortunately this year we thought it was going to be the same, no matter where Mercedes is starting from, no matter where Lewis is starting from, even if he's starting from 20, every other driver will just start crashing out. But unfortunately, it ended in don't let me say it, it ended in craziness. The first lap was another shenanigans. Alex Albon taken out by Magnussen and Hulkenberg, but Hulkenberg could continue. Meanwhile, the accident took out two other drivers that were able to come back to race. That's Piastri and Ricciardo, but they were able to come back to the race. It both affected their rear wings and they had some front wing damage that was not so much. So the race was red flagged straight. What a slow start for them. Daniel Ricciardo and Oscar Piastri, they were able to run their cars and they got their cars back into the pit. They were able to repair their cars under the red flag and they got back into racing, but they had to start from pit lane. But unfortunately, they had a mistake in starting and they were one lap down by lap 4. That was when the race restarted. They were one lap down. I don't know what really happened to them. On the first start, Lewis Hamilton made 2 gains while Lando Norris 3 gains. Now it was looking like a good day for the Mercedes. They might be able to jink up and get something better. A good day for Norris. He might be able to do something. So second start, Lando Norris right beside Max Verstappen, but Max Verstappen got his start procedure very well and he started very well. And on that first lap, Lewis Hamilton lost his position to Fernando Alonso, and that was where the woes of the Mercedes started. They were not having overheating issues. They could not even hold tires for long. The car was badly set up from FP1, so it was so apparent that that car was badly set up. So it's not that the W14B was really bad, but it was a bad setup because they never had time to set the car up. Now remember I told you about the Aston Martin upgrade. They degraded the car and they saw what was really wrong with what they were doing before and they got it back. Now Aston Martin are back in their mojo, but Mercedes went the other way. Aston Martin did something on Friday. Immediately the FP1 started, they sent their cars out. When they saw what the cars were doing, they made the setup changes that they needed, send them out again. When they saw they had the speed, they kept it. They knew the tires they were going to use, they kept it. But Mercedes sent their cars out not too early and not too late, but they did not get their setup right on both cars. That was their major problem today. They didn't get their setup right, and that cost them in the sprint race and in the main race. That Mercedes in Interlagos should be faster than both the McLaren and the Red Bull, but setup issues. I am sure a 100-year-old tortoise was faster than Mercedes in Interlagos. That's how bad their race was. And the race was so interesting because it has three parts. The first part, before their first pit stops, we can see how the two Mercedes lost out places to people, to cars like Aston Martin, Ferrari, even to Alpine, Alpha Tauri. On the second stint, it was worse. On the third stint, they lost out to Alpha Tauri and Alpine. The first stint was not that worse, so we thought when they get on the medium tires to be better, but the medium tires was even the worst tire for them. It was a bad tire for others, but it was the worst tire for them. The soft tire was their best tire, but their best tire was like a normal tire for them, and for others it was the best tire. For Alpine, for Aston Martin, for every other team, it was their best tire. So it shows Mercedes are taking like 20 steps backward in this race. Now, how confident will they be getting a W15 if they're taking a step forward and taking 200 steps backward? Mercedes needs to look inward. Now, from Norris and Max Verstappen that were running a different race, right from behind Alonso to the end, at the point they were all stuck in DRS. They were able to overcome the DRS. The race was split into two. Now they could move, they could drive in free here, but we now saw their true pace. Alonso fought like a lion, even to the line that he got 5,000 tenths off Perez to claim the third position. He drove his life out. When Alonso is in a very good car, he proves himself, he performs, he shows that yes, he wants to race, he wants to give his best, and that was what Alonso did today. He performed, he outperformed the car. He showed us that he missed the podium like it had been for him in the beginning of the season. And for Lance Stroll, he really proved himself today that nobody can take his seat. He is readily available to hold the seat tight and make sure nobody gets the seat from him. And that was what he did today. To Carlos Sainz drove his heart out. He was in the race all through. His presence was felt in the race. Though he could not fight the Aston Martin, he could not fight the McLaren, but where he was able to show that if there are two Ferraris in the race, they would have done a great job, not just a mild job. Now, to Logan Sargent. Logan Sargent proved himself today. Even finishing at 11 is more than a big ask for him. He really gave himself the best today to show that he is in it to get it. And to Ricciardo and Piastri, their first start really degraded their race. There was no yellow flags or safety car to bunch them up to the pack, so it really suffered their race. And George Russell had to retire his car on lap 59 because he was suffering serious overheating. And Zhou Guanyu too had to retire on lap 24 because of the Ferrari engine also suffering. The Ferrari engine was really suffering in the race. Valtteri Bottas too had to retire in the race. Two Ferrari engines retired in the race, and I think they need to look at it if it is a problem that might cost the main team, the main Ferrari team in Las Vegas next week. They need to look at that. Now, Hamilton from 5th to 3rd, from 3rd to 8th. What a wonderful race for Mercedes. Like I said, they won't sleep tonight. They will have nightmares. In Mercedes tonight, they will have nightmares. And I'm sure Lewis Hamilton would cry all through the night, while George Russell would have pills beside him to be wiping tears because they never expected such a race. And I'm sure it will be a worst day for them to think about because everybody will be scratching their head. Now they are going to a track in which they've not driven. None of the drivers have driven in Las Vegas before. They've not driven there before. Now they are going there. How will they perform with this shambolic performance they've had in Interlagos, Brazil? How will they perform? How? Mercedes were just off the pace. For Mercedes fans, I'm so sorry. It's not just the race for them. It was a bad setup. It's bad race all through for Mercedes. And I think they need to get themselves right. Sit down and look inwards and see how they can get themselves better 100% because that is all they need to do. It was a bad race for them. And for Alonso's Aston Martin, Lance Stroll finished 5th, which was a good one for him. He was about 3 seconds from Sergio Perez in the race, and I think that was impressive for the Aston Martin. Now they know what to do. They have 2 more races. It will be 2 more interesting races before the end of the season. Aside from Max Verstappen nearly collecting all the medals this season, we don't know what next he's going to collect, but beautiful race to expect in Las Vegas. A new track, a solid track. And to Red Bull fans, let me quickly say this: why are they giving Perez the car he needs back after taking it from him? Because I said it before, that car was taken away from him and nobody believed him, and nobody will come out and say yeah, they did it, because that is Red Bull for you. They will not own up to their misguidance. And I think if they really need Sergio Perez to perform, be at the top of the game. They should have given him a car to challenge his teammate, but they didn't want him to challenge his teammate. They want the teammate to have an easy win, then he can come back. But they forgot that it will be very difficult for him to come back because he's a man that is broken. He's a man that has almost lost his mojo for driving, because it's not easy driving a bad car every day. Now being given a car, I saw he was already resurging in US, but still be difficult for himself to get the best of Sergio Perez before the end of the season, because he has struggled a lot. Now he's getting the car back. It's not Sergio Perez that is the problem. Yeah, him driving a bad car will kill the real Sergio Perez in him, but it's Red Bull, because he said it immediately after Baku that the car has not felt like the car that he was driving before. He kept on saying it, but none of the journalists really asked Chris Horner or push him to ask questions. We were all satisfied. Now getting better. If it was the normal Sergio Perez, he would have given it a fight. He might have come third in this race, but all well and good, came fourth, and there's no way except Lewis Hamilton win the last two races for Lewis Hamilton to take the second position. Now that the Red Bull team are fighting for the second position and they're fighting tooth and nail, I wish them well, but I think they would have learned from this season, because I know next season will be tougher, will be very, very tough for all the teams, because with the direction Aston Martin, McLaren, Ferrari, if Mercedes decides to resurge and Alpine are going, I think it will be a three-way battle, and if they make a mistake next season by doing the same thing they did this season with Sergio Perez, they may not even get second position, they might not even win the championship. Even if Max decide to win the drivers championship, I don't see them winning the constructors championship. If they do the same thing, I'm telling you, there'll be resurgence from other teams and they would give it a fight to the end, and to be very, very difficult for them. And I hope and I think other teams should have learned a lesson from this, because it's not just natural. It's all well and good, but they'll call it pure racing. It is racing. It is something that happens in Formula One. It is something that happens in racing. And I think all this has been happening since introduction of Netflix, Drive to Survive. They've been trying to build entertainment, and I'm not sure it's in the right direction. Drive to Survive is great, it's powerful, it's beautiful, but trying to build a narrative towards it, I think is not the right thing. And also, going to Las Vegas, a lot of drivers have been saying, no, it's for the show, it's for this. Listen, Las Vegas might be for a show for some drivers that have won the championship, but drivers that are chasing themselves, it's not going to be a show. Taking a race to Las Vegas is not for the show this season, and I'm sure next season, opposite, it will not be for the show, it will be for real competition, because drivers are going there to try and win. People are out there to spend money. And Formula One is out there to get more visibility. Red Bull are clamoring for it because they're out there to sell product. Yeah, Ferrari will be out there proud to show their Ferraris. Aston Martin will want to show their Aston Martins. Mercedes want to show their Mercedes. That is it. McLaren will come there with different McLaren. Promotions, marketing, a lot will go down. So be sure it is not a joke. It is for business. It is for connection. It is for making money. And it is for drivers challenging themselves, not the show. Formula One in Las Vegas is more than the show. And you will see next week, it's even a night race. So it's not for the show. It's for making real serious money. We'll be watching it here in Nigeria in the earlier hours. You understand? But you'll see that it's not for the show. It's for real money. So up until the next video. And I hope Mercedes gets themselves back. And kudos to McLaren. A hat-trick of driver of the day or Lando Norris. But driver of the day doesn't bring you points. A hat-trick of it for him, which is good. It shows he's really pushing. Though he has not won a race since his teammate had won even a sprint race. A good drive. Wonderful. Fernando Alonso did a great job today. Sergio Perez did a great job. Lewis Hamilton did a great job struggling in his bad set up Mercedes. Wonderful Carlos Sainz. Oh, great. Logan Sargent resurgent. Wonderful Lance Stroll. Tsunoda gave it all and got into the point. Wow, what a race. So up until the next video. I love you guys. You can ask your questions, send me mails. Let me answer your questions. Let's see how we can build this community better. I love you guys as always. I love you. Bye. Chee.
Gibor gives you power. Gibor gives you control. Gibor gives you benefits. Are you an individual or business that uses fuel or gas? Use Gibor to find the best prices across all retail outlets in your city. For users and businesses that buy volumes, Gibor gives you access to credit. Gibor also gives you the ability to track your costs and monitor expenses per car or fleet. Need to improve your costs, enjoy incentives, or track expense? Gibor is the answer. Enjoy 5% discount on your first 5 purchases when you get your next fuel voucher from Gibor. Log on to www.gibor.co to enjoy this. Retail outlets wanted nationwide.
I have a new friend in the house. We are in Nigeria here, West Africa. He provides internet for us. They provide the best internet around the mainland, and I know they are still moving to the highland and they are moving all around Nigeria. But for you to get internet on the mainland, contact Firebrad Telecom Limited. They get you sorted out ASAP. The best cable internet on the mainland, fiber optic, they get sorted out. We talk much about them in the course of some of our videos, but contact them, they get sorted out. Teams Gadget is for those of you that cannot easily go to the market to get your phones, your laptops, your accessories. Just place a call through. His phone number is there. It gets you the best. It's your shop plug to get you the best phones, accessories, laptops, games, and other accessories for your computer gaming experience. Contact Teams Gadget and you get them for you.